All right, guys, back again for episode 9. We have our first champion as a guest, Angelo El Chinito Leo, who is the WBO Super Bantamweight champion, 20-0, 9 knockouts. Angelo, thank you so much for joining us again, bro.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of
Thanks,
course, of
Angelo.
course. So my first question I have, of course, I've been congratulating you since August from your win. But how did it feel to not only win it for you, your father, and your family, but to bring another world championship back to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where it's not known to bring in home boxing titles?
No, it feels great. Just to be listed as one of those the top fighters from Albuquerque and to be make history there in that city. So it feels really good. I'm with the likes of Johnny Tapia, Danny Romero, Bobby Foster, Holly Holmes, and Austin Trout. So it feels great. It's a good honor.
Oh yes, for sure. And then also again, like how cool is it that like people are, of course, like Johnny Tapia was probably like one of the last ones to bring a world title, but how cool is it now where like they say Johnny Tapia and now your name? Like how special is that?
It's pretty special considering the impact that Johnny had on Albuquerque. So to have my name mentioned up there, it's great for the city. It's great for boxing.
Of course. All right, so now we're going to hit the rewind button. So let's talk about the turn of events, what happened, because I know it's not easy. Like you're like training, you're busting your ass, and you're getting ready for a fighter. So what was that event where when Steven tested positive for COVID, and then they moved up from the co-main event, Tremaine Williams, to fight you for the vacant WBO? Like, what was that like with trying the game plan and all?
The game plan, it was just the same thing. I couldn't be knocked off course. It was a three-day notice I was fighting Tremaine. Tremaine was also on the undercard, so he was already in shape. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, but that night, I wasn't going to lose to anybody. So I was ready for anyone and anybody. So I had to adapt. I was in shape, and get the W.
That shows so much about a fighter too, where no matter what, like you said, 3 days notice, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, I'm in shape, I'm ready to go, so you might as well just throw down and put a show on for everybody. That says a lot about a fighter.
Exactly, and it was for the world title, so I wasn't gonna pass that up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. So what I found very special, so like of course I watched your last 3 fights prior, and I was very like I absolutely love your inside game. You probably have the best inside game out of any boxer right now. So what was that like? Like you're training to fight an orthodox fighter in Stephen Fulton Jr., and now on 3 days notice you're taking on a southpaw, and no matter what the southpaw is, they are always tricky, and you've been training to fight an orthodox fighter. So what were some of the adjustments that you said or that your father was like saying to you? Because it seemed like once round 3 hit, you were finally like adjusting, and you were just tearing him up round after round inside, just beating him badly.
Yeah, exactly. Fighting a southpaw is a lot different than fighting a righty. Considering everything is opposite. So I just had to get used to him throwing more straight lefts. Tremaine was very quick. He's a very quick fighter, so I had to not stay on the outside so much of his left hand, and I had to get in the inside and slow him down, work the body, and basically do what I do, just get in the inside and not let him have his distance.
Yes, of course, and it just worked out in your favor. Like it was just round after round, Angelo. Like it worked out really well. Yeah, I was just really impressed how you were able to adjust on the fly like that, and it was just pure domination. It was fantastic. So one of our Philly fighters, Rasheem Jefferson Jr. So he's in the 126. So he fought on Top Rank. So he was like telling us about the bubble experience. So I know like PBC's is at the Mohegan Sun. So what was that like to be fighting with like no crowd and to be in that bubble? Like were you staying inside like the casino, or did they have to like shuttle you from the hotel to the Mohican Casino?
You know, the hotel was actually at the Mohegan Sun
Okay.
Resort. So basically, we just had to stay inside our rooms the whole time we were there, and you know, I think they had like a designated floor for us for all the boxers and all the staff members that were in there. So we had like the second floor, and then we just had to just quarantine inside the room the whole time, pretty much.
So how long were you there, like leading up to your fight?
We were there for a whole week actually.
And how were you able to like maybe go for runs and things like that? Did they have like treadmill?
Yeah, that was the thing. You know, our time at the treadmill and the gym was very limited. You know, so it was we had like maybe 45 minutes to an hour to get our workout in, and then you know, when you're cutting weight like that, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Because you know, sometimes your body doesn't get warmed up all the way till maybe 20, 30 minutes into the workout, and then you start sweating because you're such in good shape. So that was pretty tough. And usually when our time was up, we had to go to the room and continue our workout in the room. Actually, we had to lift the mattresses up and do some shadow boxing and do some jump rope and all that inside the room. So it was kind of tough. But luckily, this fight, they're not doing a whole week. They're actually doing it up like half a week. So instead of being there Monday, we're going to be there Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. And then I'm sure you saw, because like people love to tag fighters just to try to get like a rise out of them and all, whether it's like a burner account and stuff. So now the newest thing I saw, and I wanted to ask you because I know you're very honest. So for you defending the title for the first time, they actually have you as a plus 175 underdog against Stephen Fulton Jr. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel some type of way? You know, you defending your title and looking very, very sharp. Like, how do you feel about being an underdog?
You know, it's no different. You know, it's no different than I've been the underdog before. It's actually fuel to the fire for me. Just
Yeah.
I want to prove everyone, you know, that I belong here and that I'm the world champion for a reason.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. And that should be definitely extra motivation. I mean, like Philly, obviously, I was telling you when I first had you on my Instagram that it's a very tight circle here. So people have been sharing that since Thursday, and of course, Scooter has been sharing it on his Insta story too, just trying to get a rise out of people and all. Yeah. So again, it should be very interesting. Okay, so Nick is a gambler. So if we could get a prediction for you on whether it's type of finish or a knockout, so that Nick's able to win some money. Now I'm joking, but what is your prediction for the fight coming up?
I don't think it's gonna go the distance, honestly.
Nice.
Really? Woo! Okay, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go the distance. Definitely, if it does, it's gonna be with my hands raised.
I love it. Oh, yeah, cool. I mean, again, like I've been like telling Nick too, like both of your fighting styles are awesome. It's never really, you know, been seen at this level where like you're like an inside fighter. Steven of course will give you the 1-2, and then he also has like the quick hands to go defense. So I just cannot wait to see both of your fight styles collide. And yeah, I got a feeling it's not going to go to distance, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight for sure.
Oh my God.
Custom styles, and I know a lot of people are excited for this fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I just love the fact that when you have two fighters in the peak of their prime in the same weight class and they're going against each other, I love that. That's what this sport needs more of. And you probably agree with that 100%.
100%. You know, exactly. You know, when I was younger coming up, you know, I always I always looked forward to those fights. So now I'm the one giving those fights, and that's what I like about boxing. That's what I want for the sport. You know, it's good for the sport, definitely.
Absolutely, because where I'm like, me and Joey, when we collabed, I'm really big into MMA, UFC, things like that, and you always have the top fighters fighting each other, and that's like a lot of my friends follow UFC like me, and when they say boxing, I can't watch boxing because it's never like the top fighters fighting each other. I'm like, well, you got to get back into it because this is good. This is about to happen. You know, it's about to. I think the best thing for boxing is to have the best fighters fight each other, and that's just, you know, it is what it is. It has to happen.
Definitely. Yes, I see that a lot now. You know, fighters are calling out each other. It's I know for a period that they weren't calling out each other. They're, you know, leave it up to my promoter and all that. But now, you know, they're taking more action, and it's good for the sport.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, and like honestly, like your weight class all the way up to 140, everybody wants to smoke now because like I feel like Bantam and Super Bantam all the way up to lightweight is gonna be awesome to see come up. I mean, like obviously, like Ryan Garcia, Tank are going at it. Then now Devin Haney supposedly the mandatory for a Tank. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's a very, very exciting time in boxing, and hopefully for 2021 we see a lot of them fights that we won, and you guys are kicking it off with fireworks. For sure, 100%. Yeah. All right. So I got two more questions for you that I'm going to pass it over to Nick. My first one is obviously you are with Mayweather Promotions. So what has Floyd done to get you ready? Like obviously previously to fight Steven, and then now it's actually happening. But what has Floyd meant to your camp?
He's meant a lot, you know, for you know, when I was getting ready on previously in August, he was giving me some good advice, what I need to do. It was pretty much, you know, the same game plan that me and my team had. But, you know, coming from Floyd, you know, and with his resume and all that, you know, it means a lot. You know, his word carries a lot of weight. And, you know, he just basically told me what I need to do, and solidified the game plan.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then my last question I have is a fun one. I know you have like a ritual in a walkout music, but I was thinking, I kind of wanted to pick your brain on this one for like a walkout songs to maybe be a savage. Would you consider coming out to a Meek Mill song just to maybe you know, change it up a little bit? Could you imagine if he came out to Meek? Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I know, Meek is from Philly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that'd play a little, you know, a little game on his head.
Could you imagine that? That would be incredible.
And then hopefully we get a shout out. Well, we heard it from the Joe Nick Fight podcast that they put it in his head. That'd be funny.
Right. That's actually a good idea. I might consider.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. All right, cool. You know, I got nothing but love for you and Steven. So of course I'm gonna be very emotional, like cheering for the both of you. So I cannot predict a winner for this fight. I mean, of course, I'll be rocking your shirt for a fight night, then also be cheering for him as well. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I'm gonna pass it on to Nick now. Thank you for answering my questions.
No problem. Thank you, Joey.
Yeah.
All right, so Angelo, when you first started having a conversation with Joey about the champions from Albuquerque, did you mention Holly Holm?
I think I did. If not, yeah.
I was just making sure I heard the name right. So, are you a UFC fan?
I don't really watch UFC, but I'm getting into it, you know, a little bit.
Okay,
I do like UFC, you know, I just don't keep up with it as much as I do boxing.
Yeah.
But I know, you know, I'm kind of like a casual fan, I guess you would say, for UFC.
That's pretty cool that you mentioned her though, because like she trains with like savages, John Jones, and then you got like pound for pound the best women's boxer making the transition to MMA now.
Yeah, Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, which is super cool. We'll see how she does.
UFC
so I think she'll do okay, you know. But she's training with Holly Holm and John Jones too, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, it would definitely.
All right, so everyone knows Floyd when he's in front of like the cameras and on the microphone, things like that. But you probably know Floyd on a different level, obviously. What's he like as like a I don't know if he like specifically trains you because I know you have your own team, but what's he like as like a regular person, just like in the gym when it's just like him by himself?
He's cool. He's super cool. You know, he's laid back. You know, he's a funny guy. He likes to make jokes. He likes to crack jokes. But he's really humble. He's really cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then so there's always these there's these videos of I think they called it, Joey, correct me if I'm wrong, but the doghouse, I believe, or
Yes, yeah.
yeah. What's that like? So how'd that start? What's that like? And were you ever in it?
I was in it one time. You know, they cut off the time when I was sparring. They cut it off for a few minutes, and you know, we just had to go at it for a few more minutes. And you know, let me tell you, it was pretty intense.
Yeah. And do you know who was it against? How many years ago was it?
This was about probably 3-4 years ago when I first got there. Yeah, when I first got there, Floyd was actually scouting me out, and he wanted to, you know, test my fortitude, my mental fortitude, and everything like that. And so he told him to cut the time, and we went out. We went at it for a little bit longer.
Wow. Do you know who it was against?
It was actually his name is Roscoe. He goes by the name of Roscoe,
Okay.
but he was an amateur fighter. We were
all right.
Yeah.
Nice. So how did that come about? How did Floyd like pursue you, and when did you first hear about him wanting you possibly to be signed under him?
Well, actually, me and my dad, we had made the move to live out here in Las Vegas for that reason, you know, because in Albuquerque, I know it's a big fight town and all that, but there wasn't the opportunity that we were looking for. So we ventured out here to Vegas, and you know, we started training at the Mayweather Boxing Club, and from there, you know, we just you know, they started taking notice in me, and from there, you know, word got around to Leonard Allerby, word got around to Floyd, and they started scouting me out, and in November of 2017 is when they signed me.
Nice. That's awesome. So how's it been working under those guys? Awesome.
It's been great. It's been great. It's been an honor to work with them. You know, everything is going smooth, so you know, I'm happy.
All right. So after this fight, if everything goes according to plan, do you have anybody on your radar, or what are your like some goals for 2021?
For 2021, I think about trying to unify the division.
Okay.
You know, unify the division either with Merjan, I know his name is Merjan, or Luis Neri. So I'd like one of those fights this year. But if, you know, my promoters have something else planned, we could do that also. But definitely, I would like to unify.
Very nice.
Yeah. Also, if you do get the chance, I mean, like, I know his team usually hides him, but I would love to see you smack around Brandon Figueroa.
Oh yeah,
a little
Brian
bit too. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a great fight as well.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely.
I like how so obviously this is the first time I ever met you or talked to you, and I love how you like come about yourself. Like you're so humble and things like that, and you know, you give guys like me and Joe a you know, an opportunity to talk to you, and like you don't even have to give up time of day. You know what I mean? So like some guys on your platform, like how like, you know what I mean, like, you know, world champion of the world, you don't have to give guys like me and Joe the time of day. But this is awesome, man. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, of course. You know, I know Joey. He shows a lot of support, so you know, I want to just return the favor.
Of course.
Awesome.
Thank you, man. I know I gotta try to come out to Vegas soon.
That's my favorite. You know, that's my favorite place on earth. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know it is.
No place like
it
Vegas.
is on my bucket list.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, I've been there twice,
Vegas.
and honestly, great times both times.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What was I gonna ask you? What's your go-to spot when you're maybe like not in camp or anything like that to eat down there?
Oh man, that's a tough one. There's so many places to eat around here. I like some good tacos, you know, I like some good tacos. So I usually go to this place called Tacos El Gordo.
Okay.
Yeah, they have some good street tacos there. Or
they sell margaritas there too?
No, they don't. But there is some places that you can find margaritas and tacos. Yeah. But that place is strictly just like tacos, and it's always a lot of people there. It's always packed with people. Like all the tourists go there. If you ask anybody in Vegas where the best tacos are, they'll probably tell you there.
Yeah.
So,
All right. All right. So we've been talking to a few boxers now, and I always bring this up to them. What are your thoughts, honest thoughts? I know you're like a humble person, this like very nice person. What are your honest thoughts on the YouTubers and how much they're getting paid and things like that with no experience, not putting any of the work that you've been putting in for years, and boxing these guys and things like that? What are your thoughts on YouTubers in the boxing world?
I think ultimately boxing is an entertainment. So, with them entertaining, it's kind of, I think it could be a good thing for the sport since you're bringing a different audience. So I think it's good, I don't see nothing wrong with it. They're making money. I can't knock on that. Everyone's enjoying it. So, hey, why not?
That is a perfect answer where your promoter is fighting Logan Paul. Awesome answer. That's a great answer.
Right. Hey, boxing is ultimately an entertainment, so why not entertain it?
Yep.
That is true, actually. Yeah, that is true. All right, because a lot of guys have like mixed feelings about it, things like that, But that's like everything in the world. Though,
I can see where they're coming from too. These boxers, they put in all the hard work, and here comes a YouTuber that has no experience coming, and they're making all the money. I can see where they're coming from too, but ultimately we do this for the audience, for the people, and all that. So if that's what they like, then that's what they like.
So I'm assuming with who you are, with your promoter and everything like that, you without a doubt would fight a 126-pound YouTuber for the right money.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
easy work.
Yeah. Easy money, easy work. Yeah.
A lot of these guys really do think like there's some casual, combat sport fans out there that really think Logan Paul has a chance against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, see, that's the thing,
I'm like, guys, he went up against arguably the best stand-up guy in the UFC in his weight class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Connor has very good stand-up for being a UFC fighter.
Yeah, he does.
And I told all my friends, listen, I get it. You love Connor. You're on his nuts. I understand. For some reason, all of Northeast Philadelphia loves Conor McGregor, right? So
yeah,
I was like, but it's a different world going in there. It's a whole different world. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. I'm like, all right, well, I guess we'll see. And I was just, look, this is what I told you. This is what happens when you have no experience going against arguably the best boxer in the whole world. That's what happens.
Right.
But have you ever fought in Philly before?
I've never fought in Philly. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've never fought anyone from Philly or any in Philly.
Oh, you never were inside Philly?
No.
Oh, damn! You got to come out here for a cheesesteak, man.
That's what I heard. I heard that they got the Philly cheesesteak.
Yep. Philly's like, you know how many boxers are from Philly, man. There's Joey brought me to this whole new world. I'm like, oh my God, there's another undefeated boxer from Philly. I was like, I'm close with the guy. He's in like Danny Garcia's class, and Danny Garcia is obviously from Philly, and he's a professional boxer. I forget his record, 26 or whatever. Joey knows it. And I'm really close friends with him, and he's a pro boxer, and he tells me all about these guys, and I'm just like, holy shit, man! Like Philly has like all these professional fighters that I'm honestly never even heard of,
Oh yeah, no, like we are loaded, and plus like Angelo, that's the bird behind me yelling, yeah. Oh my God. So anyway, so actually, I was actually texting you a couple weeks ago about Dylan Price. He is fighting next week. So like, were you able to see him at all, like sparring or anything in a training?
I think I caught a glimpse of him one time when he was at Floyd's gym, but I didn't see him for too long, maybe a round or two. He seemed pretty sharp. He was pretty fast.
Yeah, he's back in action, and he's also fighting in the 118 pounds, so he should be probably getting like a title shot probably later on in the year or even next year or something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Angela, do you ever see yourself, say if you unify your belts, things like that, and say you defend the belts a few times, do you ever see yourself moving up or moving down? You know what I mean? Like something like to challenge you.
Eventually, I move up to 126. You know, I think I'll be a lot stronger at 126 actually. But for now, you know, I want to stay at 122 for a couple more fights, and
Okay.
then I'll go up to 126, maybe 130 later on in my career.
Oh wow, nice. All right, cool. Because like you see the like Canelo Alvarez is like fighting at all different weight classes, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just he's kind of like a I think he's challenging his inner I forget the guy's name, but he just knows where, you know, he's got a good, you know, advantage in fights, and he's just gonna, you know, he knows he's gonna win going into these fights. That's why he's taking them.
Exactly.
You know? So, but hey, listen, it's smart, getting paid a lot of money to do it, and you know. But again, hey, that's all from me. That's all I got. Thank you for coming on again. We appreciate it so much, and best of luck. Listen, I never talked to Fulton. I know I'm from Philly, but I think I'm rocking with Angelo Leo right here.
All right.
I love me an underdog, baby. I love me an underdog.
He actually shouldn't be.
I'll hit up your Venmo when I cash in on you. All right.
That's even better. You love an underdog and you love a champion, so
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get it.
That's it. I'll hit up your Venmo too when you get the dub.
Okay. All righty.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. I'm sure I'll be texting you later on next week, and even wishing you luck prior to the fight and off. And I'm just so excited that this is finally happening, and make sure that both these are just closed in a friggin' closet to make sure that this is happening. All right.
All righty.
All right. Cool.
Right,
thank you so much,
you
Angelo. Again. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys.
No problem.
All righty.
All righty. Bye-bye.